Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I wanted to talk about taking self-responsibility, which is basically when we take responsibility for our experiences. Now, there are experiences that are unforeseen and we can't take responsibility for that, right? But we do have plenty of experiences. In other words, what type of work we do, what type of social groups we're in, what kind of relationships we're in, and so forth, right? And those kinds of places and situations are the things that I'm talking about, right? We can take responsibility for where we are at in life in those kinds of roles. Because when we don't take responsibility, we're not able to get to where we want to be. And when we do take responsibility and acknowledge that we are making choices, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, and we take responsibility for those choices, then we're able to create a shift for ourselves. But it's not only until then. And the reason for that is, like I said, we're making choices. And when we're making them unconsciously, we're just going to keep on functioning on automatic pilot and stay in the yucky job or the yucky relationship, and which is going to continue spinning in that space. But when we do take responsibility, meaning that we shift from complaining about the situation, making statements like that keep us feeling yucky, and we focus on what we do want, right? Then we can start asking ourselves other questions and contemplate a way out of the situation. So, for example, if you're in a relationship that you don't like and you don't feel good in, I mean, there's a lot of dynamics, in a relationship, but ultimately, if you're in that relationship that you don't like, it doesn't feel good to you, right? There are choices that you're making that is keeping you in that relationship. In other words, that relationship doesn't stay alive without your consent, right? And it's the same with a job. If we're working a job that we really don't like, right? Because we're making a decision that keeps us in that job. Now, granted, we do have financial responsibilities that sometimes puts us in a position that we should probably, stay as opposed to leaving. But we can also work on contemplating what else we want to do and where else we would want to go, right? Because that will start opening the door for us so that we can make different choices, right? Choices that feel better for us or feel more in alignment with what we really do want as opposed to what we don't want. But we need to take the responsibility, right? We need to recognize that we play a role. We are making choices, even if they're unconscious, and these choices are leading us to these experiences and keeping us in situations and relationships that we don't want to be in, or in anything else, even in social groups, right? I mean, whatever it is, if we don't really want to be there, then we need to figure out why. And sometimes, it's like, all right, we don't really want to take this class, but we need to take it, to get that degree. Well, that's a means to an end. That's, a little different, right? You're going to go through the general requirements, whether you love math or not. That's a little different than, staying at a job and complaining about it and, always thinking about what's bad about the job and not really taking ownership to the fact that you're saying yes every day to that job without giving yourself the opportunity to contemplate a way out of that job, right? Because you want to give yourself that opportunity, because sometimes you can't run from that job and just, walk in one day and say, that's it, I quit, because you have financial responsibilities. But when you're able to acknowledge that this job is not right for you and you're willing to contemplate, a way out of it and sit with the fears that come up when you think about even leaving that job, then you're giving yourself an opportunity to make a different choice. But it's not until we take responsibility. So with that said, before I go any further, I'm going to pick a word from my bag of words and see what else I'm inspired to share. Spirit. Oh, beautiful. So spirit, is so important because we don't walk alone. And we do walk with spirit, and spirit lives and breathes through us. At least that's what I believe, right? And when we turn, right, to spirit and we connect with that part of ourselves, then we're also able to connect more with what we already know. In other words, we know we don't really feel good in a social, setting or in a relationship or a certain job and so forth. But we talk ourselves, out of it. But when we're connecting with spirit, in other words, let me go back. We ignore it. In other words, we just continue, on automatic pilot. But when we sit with spirit and we really listen to, our internal system, and we know, like, no, this isn't right for me. No, I'm not really happy here. And we're willing to then, give that some attention as opposed to ignoring, right? That inner knowing, we create, some more momentum for ourselves in a more positive direction. And when we remind ourselves that we don't walk alone, right? This allows us to feel a sense of support. And that support is huge because it gives us courage to not just keep on going on automatic pilot and ignoring what we're feeling inside, right? Or even ignoring the fact that we don't necessarily need to be as scared as we are. Right? Fear is really more in our mind than in the external. That doesn't mean that, right, bad things, can't happen, or interruptions that may feel uncomfortable can't happen. But what I'm saying is that usually we're thinking, it's like we're making a mountain out of a molehill. In our minds, we're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. But in reality, right, it wasn't even as bad as we thought. It was just that we were feeling scared. So, but when we connect with spirit, we are shifting, a lot easier from any fear that comes up, because we are reminding ourselves that we are not alone, right? That there's an energetic flow to this universe and to our inner desires that we can trust and start listening to, because that's going to open up a bigger door for us, right? More opportunities when I say a bigger door for us. So I hope that helps you and that you walk in spirit today. Have a beautiful day. If this video helped you in any way and you would like to get notified, sorry, my phone is ringing, now I'm getting distracted. If you would like to get notified of further videos when I upload them, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Have a beautiful day now. Bye.